Hey YouTube, Shinobi here with a review of the Kamen Rider Wizard WAP Series 0, 8, and 10, Kamen Rider Beast and Beast Chimera, and Beast Hyper. So I decided to throw these into one video since I got them at the same time, and they're both Beast related, and Hyper's so awful he doesn't really need his own video. So here we are. The Beast Chimera set has a very elongated box, so it's got to store all the pieces. Got Beast riding the Chimera right there, which is something you can do. All the Mantles and the Beast Chimera on the back, and it shows all of the WAP line. Magi Dragon, wow. Wizard Dragon's there, even though he's not technically part of the WAP series according to the box, but very cool. And then, I don't know, Hyper's box is here, very small, same size as Meteor Storms from the FMCS line. And he's all Magnum Strike and Saber Strike and stuff, so pretty cool. And it shows the WAP Beast back there as well. So I'm doing things a little bit differently and starting with Beast Hyper, mostly because he doesn't do anything. He is simply a action figure with no action at all. Beast obviously doesn't do anything either, but he has the Mantles that can attach to him, so he's got something going for him. Just like Meteor Storm, this guy's got absolutely nothing going for him. A lot of his paint details are missing. The back is atrocious. The head sculpt doesn't have any of the gold lines in there, which makes it look very plain. The body sculpt's alright. Posability is great. Obviously, these do hinder the articulation. It can swing back quite a bit since it just abruptly stops here. But so it can swing back. The wizard ring holders right there. The Beast driver is done in a blue color, which is inaccurate, but cheap figure, so really not too surprising there. And all the main points of WAP articulation throughout here. So it's not a terrible figure. It's just that compared to how great the rest of the WAP series was, this guy is just kind of a big disappointment. He comes with the Mirage Magnum, which isn't painted all that great, but is still a thing. And that could just hold right in his hand, providing I do not drop it. And a Dice Saber, which isn't painted. And compared to the one with Beast, which is painted, same exact mold, except one has paint and one doesn't. So I think that's kind of silly. The fact that the more expensive one got to have paint and the one that does nothing didn't get to have paint on his. But cost measures and stuff, what are you going to do? Not much. Like I said, it's just a shame that he doesn't have any sort of feature at all. He doesn't light up, no sound or anything. Just a very simple action figure. Now, he does that job well. I'm not going to say he's a bad figure. Just the details there just aren't really all that great. So now on to the real star, Normal Beast. Normal Beast is actually very, very good. Same problem with the back not being painted, but again, budget line figure. So that it's not a huge deal. Obviously, things are more accurate because it's cast in black. Ring holder, Beast driver. Same thing that you got going on here. However, Beast has a cool feature that he comes with all 4 of his mantles. Unlike the figure art, this one comes with all 4 of his mantles. Now, you're stuck in certain positions with them, but they're still not bad. So you pop this little shoulder pad off, and now you can combine all the mantles on there. So here's Falco. That one is always going to be in a kind of turned back position, and just kind of slide them on until they click. So there is the Falco mantle, which is pretty neat. Obviously, it doesn't really have too much movement. His arm can still pretty much fully rotate, no problem. So that's a nice touch, and it does have a little bit of wiggle room. So overall, that's not that bad. So pretty cool. I'll show that off at the end. Next up, we have Chameleon, because why not? Chameleon is a just normal side mantle, again, full rotation, and a little bit extra wiggle room thanks to this being on a little ball joint, so you can tilt it a little bit. It does pop out of there quite easy, so you're going to have to watch it. But you get a little bit of extra wiggle room with the Chameleon mantle because of how it is designed. So there you go with that. Here is Dolphy. Dolphy is the opposite of Falco in that it is primarily covering the front, but that does let you have a little bit of rotation in there. Still the full rotation, and just about the same amount of wiggle room. So obviously you can't do too much with Dolphy because of the way it's designed, but I guess considering it's just a healer, it doesn't really need to do all that much. And then lastly, we have Buffa, my favorite thing ever. Buffa is just like Chameleon in that it is a straight down. There is enough wiggle room to get the arm up, so you do get a little bit more posability with this mantle than you would the others. Plus, it just looks really cool. So I have to give props to that too. Now, one thing this figure does that Beast cannot do in the show is have two mantles at once, because this one pops off too, which I think is a very cool touch. Let's give it Falco too. Now, Falco is obviously going to become like Dolphy and being covered up, but still the fact that you can put two mantles on this guy at one time, I think is really cool. So, it adds a little bit of extra kind of fanfic-ish playability on there. And then these just pop right back on. Absolutely no problem. So Beast is an absolutely phenomenal figure. Not only does the figure itself look very cool, the black's nice and matte, the gold paint that they used is pretty nice, and the head sculpt is pretty accurate as far as I'm concerned. Plus the Dice Saber that it comes with is clear. Plus the ring actually does fit in the Dice Saber. That's pretty neat. I said something about being clear. I don't know what I was referring to, but it's all painted and nice, so that's an added bonus as well. Now, another thing that the Beast figure comes with is this guy, the Beast Chimera. He obviously comes with the body, and then these parts just pop right off and pop back on. But the Chimera body, so this is the lion portion of the Chimera, and then all the other pieces attach to it to make the full Beast Chimera. So you've got the Buffa piece right there, the Chameleon piece is going to flip around just like that, and this is going to slot right in this little open area right here. So that one's probably the most complicated one to attach. There we go, just like that. So he makes the saddle and the tail sort of thing. And Dolphy, flip it up like this. Dolphy's going to make a wing. Just pegs right on. And then Falco, same thing, flip it open. Pop that right there. Bring these down. And there is the Beast Chimera. Pretty cool. Now, of course, scaling-wise, things are pretty awful. Because Chimera here is very tiny. Beast hops on. There is a little handle here for Beast to hold on to, except I can't really get him to hold on to it while maintaining a straight kind of position. I guess that's fairly decent. Granted, it's not a tight grip, but there we go. So Beast can ride the Chimera. That's a nice little touch. Yeah, like I said, he is really small, but it's currently the only way to get a Chimera figure. No idea if they're going to release any sort of figure art release of him or the dragon. If I had to guess right now, I'd say probably not. But you never know. So very, very cool overall. He is kind of pricey. I think he's 4,000 yen for the entire set. But considering you're getting a fairly decent Beast figure, the Chimera body, and then all four mantles with the ability to combine it all to make the Beast Chimera, you get a lot for your money with this set. Plus, the painted Dice Saber is pretty nice as well. Beast Hyper is very cheap. He's in the 2000s. I forgot how much exactly. But he's one of the cheapest WAPs out there because he just simply doesn't do anything. Considering the figure art is open for pre-order right now, granted it is an exclusive, but considering how pretty it looks compared to this, this is probably the first one of the WAP series where I'm definitely going to say go for the figure art, not the WAP. It just doesn't do anything, and there's so much paint missing from this that it's really hard to recommend it compared to the wizard forms. Now this guy, on the other hand, For 4,000 yen, that's pretty cheap compared to trying to amass this all in figure arts. Granted, we don't have a Beast Chimera yet in the figure arts line, so you have to factor in the price of the Beast figure by himself, which is like 2,800-ish, somewhere around there. They're probably 32 something, 37 even maybe. I don't know the price off the top of my head, but expensive. Plus the Mantle Set, which is an exclusive set. So in order to have any of the Mantles, you need to pick up the exclusive set since Beast doesn't come with any of the Mantles by himself through the normal retail release. So you are stuck with a Mantleless Beast, which isn't bad for most people who just want to pose Beast or just have a nice Beast figure. But if you're looking for some playability and you want the Mantles, this is definitely the way to go. It's cheap, it's affordable, lots of playability. You can put 2 Mantles on at the same time, I think is an added touch. And the Chimera just looks pretty darn awesome. So, great toy, horrible toy. Huge props to the WAP Beast for being pretty awesome. You're a thing. So you can check out shurikenshinobi.com for latest updates on my reviews and hauls, and of course check out Riders, Rangers, and Rambles, the podcast bringing latest token news in the quickest way possible. And of course you can buy these guys more WAPs and other Kamen Rider merchandise at cstoysjapan.com. So take care and have a great one. Bye bye. I said bye bye that time. Scandalous.